Hello, everyone. We're here at the NCBFAA conference in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm here with DiBella, Chairman of the Federal Maritime Commission. Thank you so much for doing this
My
interview with
pleasure.
me.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So you were just speaking in the
Mhm.
room as the keynote speaker, very important keynote speaker. Please tell us, what were you talking about? We're here at the NCBFAA conference, lots of brokers, right? Lots of
Yes.
service providers. What was your speech about?
I think the best way to summarize the essence of what I was trying to deliver to everyone in the room was was the accessibility of the FMC to a degree probably never seen before.
Right,
Like we are at their disposal. We are at everyone's disposal, at their service. Probably is a
right.
better word for that. So, I mean, without this community, the customs brokers community, cargo would not move. So we need to be open, receptive, extraordinarily responsive, and they are at the heart of really where all the issues are. So
Right.
they are eyes and ears, our boots on the ground. Whatever name you want to call them, they're the ones that truly are giving us the finger on the pulse of what's happening in the world. So
Yeah.
I appreciate them very much.
Yeah, and I appreciate your message. And I think it's very important. There's a lot going on in the world right now. We're
Mhm.
currently dealing with the Iran war, which the brokers are currently dealing with, right? Correct. A lot of service providers, there's some issues there. Now, how does the FMC deal with that or help? And you just said you're there, you're here to listen, which is why you're here today. And I think these brokers and people inside the room were so appreciative of that because
Yeah.
they needed a message to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I know their job is currently a little bit different than usual, right? But how does the FMC help these service providers or brokers in a sense, or how can they use the FMC?
So we have a consumer affairs and dispute resolution services arm, which is we call it caters for short. They are essentially the intake arm of all the matters that all the issues that
Right.
arise, and that's how the shipping community sees the FMC today as that's the group that you go to first if something goes wrong, if there's an issue.
Hmm.
Another message I tried to deliver today, I hope that resonated with the group today,
Right.
was that caters division is available ahead of time. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of unknowns in today's shipping environment. There's always unknowns in the shipping
Right.
environment, period. But there's really a lot going on today. So the central message was use our caters arm to real ahead of time, to
Right.
answer any questions before you take any risks uh, and and uh, and risk the unknown of something happening to your cargo. So allow us to be that resource
Yeah.
ahead of time, not just after the fact. Responsive, proactively reach out to our caters team. They're there to help.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Mhm.
And how does the FMC deal with uncertainty? I know we can't ever know, right? But what are your first steps? I think a lot of brokers would appreciate that because they are currently dealing with this uncertainty and then they coming to you, right?
Yeah.
But you're also the ones who are like, we're undergoing the same kind of uncertainty a little bit.
Right.
So how do you deal with that to then, give that to the brokers?
Um, we obviously look for trends. We look for any potential blind spots. We look ahead, to essentially where the puck is
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
With many of our investigations that I was speaking to the group about, saying a lot of this involves, some fact finding and,
Yeah.
being that, central repository for information for others potentially to
Right.
make decisions about. When I say others, other government agencies, not necessarily us, all the time. We don't have to play lead. We can play, a supporting role.
Yeah.
Um, to start off, we provide at least the certainty that we are aware. We provide an
Right.
awareness to the
Yeah.
community, like the situation with Panamanian flagged vessels,
Mhm.
the detentions in China and
Right.
Chinese ports. We put out a notice. I put out a notice saying that this is something that we're monitoring. It's an ongoing situation. It's important to us because
Yeah.
U.S. cargo is involved, and even though they're Panamanian flagged ships, like we are, they carry the second largest flag in the world. Where they're responsible for the transit of a lot of U.S. cargo, and that's why it's important to us. So it's letting the shipping community know we're out there. We're out there. We're not necessarily ready to do something yet,
Yeah.
but we are monitoring.
Right.
And we put out those monitoring
Monitoring.
statements a lot. So
Yeah.
and I hope with that, it provides a level of assurance and stability and reassurance that, we intend to do something if things continue.
Yeah.
So I think that's one way that we deal with uncertainty, is we try to level it out for the shipper, just making them know that we are there and
Yeah.
paying attention.
Now, let me ask you. So, there's been obviously a lot of changes, right? Things are
Yeah.
changing and in whatever direction, right? So, what were the changes you wanted to make or that you want to make, to be the best chairman or the best leader in this
Mhm.
position?
I wanted to bring about much more visibility to the FMC. The shipping community largely knows who we are. So
Right.
that's a subset of the world. There's so many others that have no idea who the FMC is, what the FMC does, why the Federal Maritime Commission exists, and really the responsibilities therein. And with all of the shipping related issues around the world, I
Right.
mean, every major conflict, shall we say, or just dispute involves maritime right
Yeah.
now. So all of a sudden, there's a lot of interest in what we do,
Yeah.
and I think having being able to kind of open ourselves up to the broader community and saying, hey, did you realize that there is an independent agency of the federal government, that this is our world, we live, eat, and breathe everything for on behalf of you and
Yeah.
your cargo, United States.
Yeah.
So and it's really fascinating. It's fascinating to see people's eyes open, and to actually have them take a real interest in what you do. So that's
Right.
first and foremost, is just bringing an awareness to the fact that there is a group looking out for them to such a degree, to such a
Yeah.
small degree in a way. Um, but then also I just love educating on the maritime front.
Yeah.
Period.
Which is why you're
There's
here
Why I'm
also.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the maritime space is so dynamic. It's so amazing. It's never been good at marketing itself. So if I can help promote, enhance, gain resources to, all of the above, and thereby help the community by being that voice.
Yeah.
I accept it wholeheartedly, and that's what I wish to bring to the commission,
Right.
and all together. Maritime it's out there, and it needs help. It needs a lot of help. And now is the time. This administration, the Trump administration, is paying a lot of attention to it. I'm grateful for it, and I want to see more. I want to see more support.
Yeah.
So from everyone that's involved.
Right, right, right. And I think the brokers and the service providers that I hear that they have so many questions on their
Mhm.
everyday type of work,
Yeah.
and are very appreciative that you came and speak with them, and maybe gave them some encouragement, which you kind of said, that's really the main focus, is the encouragement, the communication, the
Yeah.
you are here to help, you're not alone. We're all in this together. I always say that trade makes the world go round.
Yeah.
And if we didn't have trade, we wouldn't be able to live.
Mhm.
And so we all have to make it work together one way or another. I want to thank you for doing this interview with us. And yeah, I wish you the best on your
Thank you.
position.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.